Nicole and I have a new son. Fox is turning 2 months old today, and 100% of his nutrition is from Nicole. We've now begun living in a remote tropical location, and the exotic tropical fruits are abundant. I've been using my Kamikoto knives to prepare all our meals, and they make quick and delicious work of all the nutrient-dense, locally grown produce we have been eating. With the Kanpeki knife set, the Chukabochu cleaver, and the Kuro series knife set, we now have a knife for every meal and occasion and every food in our kitchen. Our Kuro series knife set includes a 7-inch Santoku knife, a 6.5-inch Nakiri knife, and a 5-inch utility knife. The ash wood box the knives come in make a great gift, and you can use code Jake and Nicole when checking out to receive an extra $50 discount. Each Kamikoto knife is made with Japanese Honshu steel. Each knife is individually inspected and has a lifetime guarantee. We keep our razor's edge on all our knives by using the Kamikoto Toishi whetstone, which has a 1000 and 3000 grit side for getting that traditional and high quality edge on all of our knives. With food prices going up each day, we love saving money and adding to our overall health and longevity by cooking our own meals. The knives go through a 19-step process and are used by Michelin-starred chefs all over the world. Thanks to our Kamikoto knives for making us the most professional cooks we have ever been. Visit the link below in the description and use code Jake and Nicole when checking out for a discount and get the same knives and whetstone that we're using. How about a warning?
I told you it explodes open.
Not like where it could decapitate somebody. It's wet. Hey.
What?
So, I brought you to another remote off-grid location and put you in a yurt-like structure.
Yeah. That was actually really nice.
You don't need a wood stove, you live in here. Hey, how's he doing?
Good.
Is this it for you?
Thank you.
Oh, all right.
Thank
Back
you.
to business.
That was really good though. Are you hungry? Yeah.
First one. I'm super excited. Nice stance.
Thanks.
You throw the first bit of local compost and cinder, lava sand in there. Nice.
Two?
Yeah. Stuck to it. Hey Fox, you planted your first fruit tree.
Woohoo!
At 20 days. Smells like a baby. Look, I'm gonna do the mind meld here. He's happy. Come on, guy. Come on, guy. Come on, guy.
How does it feel? How does it feel?
Nice and cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Colder than the ocean. The roots have come through the pot.
Last one.
With bamboo. This is vintage 1970. How about straight arms and then some squats? Nope, straight arms.
Oh, sorry. That's hard.
It's like a snatch.
Oh, shit.
We're getting you ready for baby number 2 right now.
Oh my god. No way. Woo.
I believe everyone should be a master of knowing what is edible and medicinal in their particular hometown or microclimate. It's breathtaking. Hey Brian, thanks for being my Miyagi teacher out here.
My pleasure.
That approach is pretty beautiful.
We're about to have a good time.
All right, man. Being in this new tropical climate, I explored and found some local boys who have been harvesting their own food from the warm oceans here for several decades. The oceans off the west coast of British Columbia have extreme tidal shifts, orca, and frigid cold in which hypothermia is always a risk. The oceans here have a different set of risks. They're full of moray eels, gray sharks, Galapagos sharks, tiger sharks, stingrays, humpback whales, dolphins, and extreme riptides. I'm spearfishing with these locals, learning about which local fishes to hunt, their behavior, and how to read oceanic conditions in order to safely catch and bring home my own food. Listen closely, you can hear the humpback whales breeding the deeper and deeper I go. On this dive, we also hunted octopus called taco. A new one for me, Brian showed me how to spot, catch, then kill them quick by biting their eyes, turning them white. At the end of each 4 to 5 hour session, freediving sometimes 50 plus feet, we always get sea turtles and different breeds of shark coming for our fish. As we see their curiosity getting more and more bold, we head back to shore by reading the waves and finding the less impactful route. you feeling?
Good.
Okay.
Menpachi.
Menpachi.
Such a fun name to say.
I think my seasonings are really good.
Mmm.
It's good.
Mmm.
What do you think?
Like melts in your mouth. It's really good.
A shark tried to take these from me. A Galapagos shark.
No, this is a really good fish.
And they're abundant,
Mm-hmm.
plentiful.
Okay.
Hey. Hey.
Hi.
So this one we'll take home for the juice. Soursop?
My favorite. One of my favorites. Thank you.
Okay.
Cheers.
It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see it? Come on, load up. The wood chip king is back. The wood chip kings are back. Come on, Kai. Come on, dig it up. Come on, dig it up.
Ugh, I'm just kidding. It's really good. It's like dangerously good.
People that have never had that before, can you describe it for them?
Tastes like melted candy. I don't know. It just tastes really sweet, but not too sweet. But I don't want to say sugar water because it doesn't taste like sugar water. It's just like melted candy in a liquid form. Does that make sense?
Hey, you want to try some durian?
Yes, I do. One of my favorites.
You've been wanting this a lot for your breast milk, right?
Yes.
For Fox?
Yeah. They say that gorillas eat it to help their youngs map the jungle, to help like identify certain plants and fruits. But I'm sure there's like tons of other benefits.
So like brain development, awareness.
Yeah.
Here you go, Mom.
Thanks.
To me, it looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex egg, if like a T-Rex laid an egg.
Cheers.
Or a dragon.
It's so good.
It's sweet.
It's creamy.
Mhm.
Very creamy. I don't know what to compare it to. In terms of
Some say like a
texture.
sweet, creamy, buttery onion.
Such a weird description. Who knows what a durian even is?
You got a durian.
Hey.
No. What goodies do you have today?
Some for you. Chocolate pudding.
Does it smell?
I don't think so. I think this fruit is kind of, the novelty of it is the size, the amount of meat, and the blackness. Then you can mix with other things, turn everything black. So if you wanted to like make banana ice cream, you freeze it, mix in some with the bananas.
Make it look chocolatey.
Make it look chocolatey. Yeah. Let me see. Oh yeah, look at that. It's like butter. Good.
Looks like chocolate. It's so crazy how much it really does look like chocolate. Or like an espresso or something. It honestly does taste like a chocolate pudding. It's not as sweet, very mild, but it has like a very pudding texture. Really good. I think this would be really good in ice cream. welcome.
Come on, Fox, you can do it. Come on, Fox. Come on, warrior cry. Look at those back muscles. You are ripped, bro. Tuck that elbow. Oh, so close. Yep. Look, gotta tuck the elbow, buddy. Tuck it. Tuck the elbow. Yeah! Woohoo! All right. And then there's such a wide open area that is ready for fruit trees now.
Yeah.
We already got them going in.
Of course we did.
I gotta plant the trees on day one because they can be growing, and I think some of these trees are needing 2 or 3 years in the ground to produce fruit. So now we got that started. If you guys know anything about Nicole, you know that what she's really wanted her whole life is just a big yard of grass so she can run barefoot all the time. It's like your favorite thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm just to play.
Whoa! You're not pregnant anymore.
Oh.
The ground is pretty soggy. Okay, let it be known that we think the future home site is right here behind us.
Yes. Boom, home.
Property has levels, so up here is like high up on a cliff. And then you go down, and there's a giant hill. And I think the fruit trees would do well on the hill for drainage. But we might build a home here because then it would look out at this mountainous area.
Yeah.
And what we'll show you in a second, we have a stream down below that borders the property.
Which is really awesome. It's my favorite part.
Yeah.
You're so cute. Okay, so this is a part of the property more towards like the front end of the property. And as you can see behind me is pretty thick jungle. We have ironwoods and paper bark eucalyptus trees and a couple of like strawberry guava bushes and other stuff like that. The paper bark eucalyptus trees, we're going to take a good amount of them down for building, but we're also going to leave a good amount up for windbreak. So let's go check them out.
Oh, they love the LBCR. Hey, welcome to Moe Uhane, the dream.
The dream.
Hey, you guys get to come too.
Yeah. They love it.
I've always thought it's really important to have multiple sources of outs, you know what I'm saying? So if you're going to cut a tree down, you want to have a couple of outs. If you're living life, you don't want to only be good at one thing, you want to be
Masters
skillful.
at a couple things.
Yeah. Besides family and a amazing partner, probably the most important part of life, which is a home, a shelter, and a property. And I think it's important to have maybe more than one in case something happens to one. I think it's important to have a property that you love, that's your main home flagship location, but then a bug out one that you're able to travel between them easily without the use of fossil fuels or money. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to have a bug out property that's in a completely different climate than Komorebi, which is temperate Canadian rainforest. And now Moe-Uhane is tropical jungle.
Yeah, with a lot of mosquitoes, as you can see, mosquito dance,
Yeah.
which we've mastered.
So Komorebi, the sun that pours through the trees and creates that filtered light in the forest, is our temperate property, which you guys have seen for the last 3 years. And it is our beautiful investment sitting there waiting for us as we deviate from that course of life to come here for a couple months to start our bug out location family here. And this location has pros and cons. Komorebi has pros and cons. What's one of the cons of Komorebi?
I would say how remote it is and how it's very isolated to like get supplies. And
So Komorebi, that's one of the cons, but that also is one of the pros. You know,
Yeah.
being in the middle of nowhere
Which is really
among
nice.
nature is very nice.
yeah,
But Moe-Uhane, right here, tropical, one of the pros is that it's isolated, it's remote, and we're going to establish it as an off-grid property completely for water, shelter,
100% off the grid.
and electricity,
Of course.
and food. But there's also a hospital an hour and a half away instead of
A boat ride away.
a boat ride and a 2-day possible journey away. That's also why we decided to have the third trimester giving birth to Fox here, which turned out to be quite a adventure in its
Yeah.
own right, having
Which
him
you guys have already seen.
in the last video. You can see our birth story in the last video. In my opinion, both properties are still in their genesis. You know, we're still very green and very new out in Komorebi. For 3 years, we've really just begun to get established. But here at Moe-Uhane, we think that we'll be able to move faster because we have more sun.
It's also really warm here. Obviously, it's tropics, so now we have a whole nother section of fruit that we can grow that we're really excited about. You know, it's also still a rainforest, so water's not an issue, and like you said, it's very sunny here.
Where I was actually very disappointed with Komorebi in the early days in Canada, because from day one, I've always taught my gardening students, and I've always thought that planting your fruit trees is what you want to do on day one, so that you establish your fruit tree orchard and it can be growing as you do other projects. We couldn't do that. Why?
We couldn't even get into the property
Why?
because it was so thick. It was just big, massive trees. You know?
Hemlocks and Doug firs and
Hemlocks
spruce.
and alder and
Alder.
yeah.
And we had to cut our way in for months. But this property has a forest as well, but it's a forest of eucalyptus. It's a forest of strawberry guava. It's a forest of tropical trees, and it's a lot of open areas. So there's
Bamboo.
bamboo forest. You can utilize all these resources, which we're very excited about. We're planning on building our home out of the trees we're going to harvest on the property. And we're going to get planting fruit trees from day one. So if you stick with us, we're going to show you some incredible rare exotic tropical fruits, and then we're going to show you how we plant them, and then you get to have updates on how they're growing. So every time that we leave this property and go back to Komorebi, the things that we have planted will grow and be waiting for us when we come back,
So we want to sail between both of these two properties
using the wind.
using the Wind, which is the name of our sailboat. Well, it's Leaf on the Wind, but I'm going to call it Wind.
So we'll spend half the year here, half the year there, and we'll build our life back and forth.
Yeah.
I feel that by year 10, we'll have a pretty established off-grid, beautiful turnkey life in both locations that is off the grid in electricity, travel,
Water.
shelter, water,
Food.
food.
Yeah.
And that's the goal. Load up. How have Puma and Kai been feeling about the new property so far?
I think they love the new property, but they're very new to the heat.
I think they've been hot for about
They've
2
been
months. in a
shedding
row.
all of their hair. But I think they love it. They love the water.
But I think that they miss the wild, raw power of
Yeah.
the temperate rainforest in Canada.
I also think they miss the wood stove, but I think just like us, like we're gonna miss things, and then we're also gonna miss things here. Like it's gonna be an interesting balance to go back and forth, you know. But it's beautiful that we have both, so Starting over. No.
It is starting over.
Starting over. What? It's crazy. A lot of people think that we're never coming back to our property on Vancouver Island. Is that the case?
Never coming back. All that work is wasted.
Why would we do that? Of course we're coming back. We think it's important to not have all of your eggs in one basket. And we love gardening, and we really wanted to have a tropical food forest plus a temperate rainforest food forest. So it's always been our ultimate goal and our ultimate dream. And we're so excited to finally share it with you guys.
Come on.
So here is the paper tree, the paper bark eucalyptus tree. And you can see it just like peels off. I wish you guys can touch this because it feels so crazy. It feels like felt. Like if you're doing like an arts and craft projects, it feels like felt. It's crazy how it just peels off like this. They're native to Australia. Here they're very invasive and they grow like weeds. They're gonna be a good resource for us. So, but how interesting, this peels off. So weird.
Like Nicole said, the eucalyptus, the paper bark is totally invasive. It takes over the native landscape, you know, so it's a good windbreak. Somebody else planted it maybe hundreds of years ago and it's got out of control everywhere. The second kind of plant that does the same thing is the strawberry guava. So all of this with the red trunk is strawberry guava. For those of you who used to follow me back in the desert, in the Sonoran Desert in Arizona, I used to grow strawberry guava and it fruits, you know, red little guavas that are this size in the summertime. So right now it's the tropical winter. So everything is flowering. And I've seen how a lot of them have little green guys, but they won't be ready for another month. So selectively, we're gonna keep a few on the property and use them as a food source. And the rest, I'm gonna cut them down and replace them with more precious fruit trees and then use their wood to make tools. I know a lot of you want to know how much land each property is. I mean, it's about 5 acres here, so it's not a huge property, but big enough that we can create an incredible life on a property that size. But look at all the resources. I mean, look at the thick forest that's here. It just goes forever. You know, so in Canada, I've been building all these things out of Douglas fir and spruce and hemlock and chainsaw milling our own lumber. There's another tree that grows here invasively called an albizia, and it's native to Africa, but here it's not really a construction grade wood. It's more for like furniture and things like that. But the paperbark eucalyptus, I know a lot of people that I've seen online now that are using it as a construction grade wood. And when I see like everywhere on the property, I mean, look at how much like each of these is. If you guys hang out to the end of the video, I'll draw knife some of these so you can see the wood underneath it. So the paper bark comes away and about an inch down, then it becomes very hard wood. So we definitely have enough wood here to produce our own timber for a house. How cool would that be if the property yielded us all the timber we needed and it only moved 50 feet away to build our shelter?
Mm-hmm.
Got like some really important and I think beautiful parts of this property that a lot of people wouldn't think so. I think all of us see things in our own unique way. So I see things that you don't see and you see things that I don't see, you know? So I got the coconut palm that's got coconuts at the top. So let's get some of those down, babe, and taste them. Strawberry guava. This one's massive, you know?
He's got me wet.
And then the property's also full of boulders like this that I know we're gonna end up taking these boulders and utilizing them in the landscape in a beautiful way. And we keep going down further, the bamboo forest continues. We have different varieties and coconut palms that look like they grew there wild but don't have enough light to fruit. So I think if I clear a lot of this brush out and let some sunlight back here, the mosquitoes will be less and the coconuts will fruit more. What do you think?
Yeah, it's possible.
If we come over here, then we see more bamboo forest, and this is the bamboo I'm really excited about using because it's so plentiful. I can thin it out, keep it, but utilize the parts I thin out for projects. I mean, I just think, I know some people that have spent their life in the tropics see bamboo as, you know, a problem and a headache and invasive. And I think it's the most beautiful thing I ever saw, besides Nicole.
Furniture and projects. Oh, you're so sweet.
Besides Fox. It is furniture and projects, right?
Yeah.
It's gutters. If you split it down the middle, it's fountains and sinks and
Yeah. Cups and
Yeah.
candle holders and
right. So I can't wait to see what we both. Normally we don't talk this much in our videos, but I think for those of you who follow our journey closely, I think that you'll appreciate this starting over video tropical
edition.
Moe Uhane edition, because it'll kind of give you the ability to kind of know what the canvas is we're working with before we start painting the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll let Nicole go down there, guys, and show you what's down there. Hey, by the way, you just had a baby?
Yeah.
You look fantastic.
Thank you. I'm working on it.
I can tell.
Oh, you can see the koi right there.
There's koi in the river.
Yeah.
They're massive.
Okay. Wow. So this is part of our property. It comes down this slope here. This is my favorite part, is the river. The dogs absolutely love it. They've already jumped in several times today.
Those are your new babies out there.
Yeah, they're hanging out down there. That's so cool.
What are you gonna name them?
Nothing. Just the koi fish. The river looks awesome today. It's so blue. Our property slopes down here. We have this whole strip of river frontage to go swimming, to go paddleboarding, and build like a little dock. I'm so excited. So the river is full of fish. It's very peaceful down here. It floods during the rainy season, and I can't wait to teach Fox how to swim down here and just have some fun. So the frontage goes all the way down. So our goal is to clear all this, kind of open it up, and have better access to the river.
Have you jumped in the river yet?
I haven't yet, no. I need to. And here's the star of the show, Mr. Foxman.
How's the Foxman doing?
He's out. Yeah.
He's looking chunky.
I know, he's getting so chunky. He's like 10 pounds now.
Like more than doubled his weight
Yeah.
in just a month and a half. Almost 2 months.
Yeah, almost 2 months. It's crazy. Oh.
Yeah, he's looking pretty precious.
Yeah.
Every day he's full of like 8,000 different emotions.
I know. And he's like very vocal. He's so loud. Not like crying, but just like with his sounds.
Like velociraptor sounds.
So funny. As you can see behind me, we have this cool mesh tent. So while Jake is working on a lot of the projects, I'm safe in there with Fox from all the mosquitoes and just to hang out. It's like a little mini yurt, honestly.